Okay, post-biopsy video. Some of you are going to want to track me on this, and I want to do it this time so that you can really learn the zillions of things and practices that I did to heal from the stage 4 those years ago. So this is less serious. I'm got a window before I find out the exact results of this tiny, tiny spot and this one other spot that's more obvious in the breast that is concerning and assumed to be cancer. So first of all, biopsy appointment is very uncomfortable for any of you that have had them, or other health appointments if you're healing something else. Sometimes it's really uncomfortable. My first suggestion is to just do anything you can to be in a deeply regulated state. How can you assist yourself in preparing for that appointment and in the appointment to be as regulated as possible, as in breathing deep and slow. I'm very aware of my body, sending energy down to the feet. So my appointments yesterday were 3 hours, and I used all sorts of humming, sound vibration practices, and breath work during that time to keep my body really settled. Since then, I've also done some ecstatic dance and somatic practices, and then several hours of meditation and other healing practices. So that is because I have a very high level of desire. I know what this is in this particular meridian line where that mass is right now and where there's concern. I know what that trapped energy is about. And for you in your health journey, or your loved one, or maybe you just want to learn so you can take more agency around your health, you'll want to know what is the cause of this. Whether it's an intestinal thing, I don't know, infertility, I'm passionate about that, a pain in a certain area of the body, a twitch, an anxiety, like a heart thing, who knows? You want to know what is the root cause, because often years, months and years are spent distracted, like focusing on essentially not the point, not the root that it originated from. And so you can work with me or somebody else to understand what's that root. And of course, you got to do the external things, like be very aware of nutrition, herbs, support, physical practices, physiological practices that help regulation. What's the spiritual issues here? And I'll always encourage you to tune into that intelligence that created all life. Do you believe in that intelligence? Do you spend much time with it? Can you sit in awe of it? Does getting in nature take you to that place? Because the more you can see yourself as containing and as part of that intelligence, the more you can surrender, like, okay, there's something greater than me that can also be part of this practice. This healing practice is what I meant. There's something greater than me that I can attune to and align with in order to facilitate, this vitality and the essential intelligence of the system of our body to take over. So every practice I use is essentially so that intelligence can take over. So my mind or anybody's fear or anxiety or worry or anger or frustration, that can just get out of the way, and I, again, aligned to the divine intelligence. So if anything you're dealing with, the 2 things today I would say is 3 things. Regulation, every time you can, bring in practices, get guidance if you need it. Desire, how intent and determined are you in healing this and in having a different result, having a different outcome? And then what's your level of belief? Do you believe that there is more possible for you? If you don't, that's often like an old thought pattern that can be removed. And I promise you it can be removed. An old thought pattern or an emotional pattern of hopelessness or despondency. It can be removed. And then there's more and more energy for that healing. And then there's more and more energy for that alignment and attunement. And that's what you want. So of course, since that biopsy appointment, I'm attending to all these things every day and as many moments of the day that I possibly can. And I intend to experience lots of joy along the way too, because that is super healing. So ask me any questions, and until next update.